Hi everyone, Deb here. I am here with a buddy color with Jamie, who is Poet Spice. I will link her channel probably in the title of this one. And what happened is I showed a haul, I believe from Hobby Lobby, where I got this Johanna Basford Magical Worlds coloring book. And Jamie said, "Oh, I have that book. Let's do a buddy color." And that was in June. I said, well, since we already have another one in June, let's do this one for early July. So we picked July 5th at 12 noon Eastern. So that's when this will be up. And she selected 3 pages, and then I narrowed it down with her to one that was a little bit on the easier side for me because I'm not an expert colorist. Most of these actually aren't too difficult. So anyway, let me show you what I used. I started with Tan Mitt water-based markers. I got them off Amazon a while back. And I used the test page and they didn't bleed through, but after I colored the thing I colored these with, it was bleeding through. So then I switched to the Crayola tip markers because I remembered I had used them on a mandala or something once before, and these absorb into the paper more, depending on the paper, and these lay on top more, but they get a little streakier, but they did not bleed through anywhere, even when I went over an area twice, to do a little shading or whatever. And these are the colors I used. I used 2 purples, sort of a turquoise and a teal, and then a green and a red and a yellow and an orange, a light orange. And then I also brought in 3 glitter gel pens. One is the white, which I might have pulled the wrong one out. I used the white. That actually is becoming my favorite glitter gel pen because it's transparent, so you can use it for going over things that you've already colored, which I did in one area. um, yeah, so the white one, this is, I think, the ivory. I pulled the wrong one out. Let me see if I have the white handy. And anyway, 2 shades of light blue. Yeah, I pulled out the wrong. This is the white. um yeah. Sorry about that. So, and yeah, I love the white one for so many things. It's like using, like diamond stickles, only finer glitter. These do get, when I should wait till the end to use these because my hand gets on where I went over when I'm coloring other things, and then it smears. So some of the page is glittery when I didn't intend it to be, but oh well. So let me get to what I did. Oh, and I also used uh, these soft pastels for the background. Now I went back to the back of the book. There's a test page, and I tested gelatos, oil pastels, and then the soft pastels. And you can see the soft pastels blended the best just with my fingers as a tool. So I went with the soft pastels. On every paper is different. You have to test because they don't all, like, a lot. I use gelatos more often usually, but on these good quality papers, it seems like the soft pastels work better. Anyway, here's what I did. This is our page. I wanted it to be bright and vibrant. I have no idea what kind of bird this is, but it's a magical world, so it's my magical bird. And the goldfish in the bottle. And I used 1 shade of blue for the sky, and then sort of a tealy blue. This is supposed to be the water down below that the bottle is going to drop into. And I intentionally didn't go right up to the bird because I thought that made it pop a little more. But you can see I still got streaks, but it's a sky that has clouds and lines in it. I thought about going over it with, there's a white one too, and I decided no. So you see, it still didn't blend perfectly, but I'm okay with it because it looks like kind of a windy sky or something, right? Anyway, that is my page. So I used all the um, water-based markers. I did a little shading with like the dark purple, and also if you let the colors dry, you can go back in and just use the same color over again, which I did, excuse me, at the light blue here. So you get a little bit darker right under the wings to give it some depth. So I did do that on the purple and on the blue. And then here for the flowers, I maybe wouldn't have gone with that red again, but I used this red, which turned out darker than I thought, and then this purple to lighten it up a little bit. And that's the only place I really used the yellow there. And then I used orange, the orangey color for the beak, the background on the belly and the leg, and the little dots right here. The goldfish was the tan mitt. And I think when I first did it, I thought, oh, good, it's not bleeding. But I went over some areas and you can see maybe if I put the book this way, you see, I got a little bleeding there. And the reason this is a little crinkly is I actually took a baby wipe and went over the background to see if I could blend it a little more, but it just made the page a little more crinkly. Anyway, that is my page. I guess I should sign and date this. Let's see, put it down here. And that is July 5th, 2025. I hope you all had a wonderful Independence Day. We had a quiet day. I had corn on the cob probably for the first and only time this year because I shouldn't have it, and hamburgers for dinner. And I made a good brunch for us, my son and I, because he was off Independence Day. And yeah, so it was a nice, peaceful day. So I hope you and the weather this weekend is beautiful, and then we're gonna head into rain again next week, but that's okay. Anyway, I will let you go. Please go check out Jamie over at Poespice and see how she did this. I'm curious. Now, I also, one more thing, I read in the front of the book, the artist, has tips. She says she likes coloring with pencils. They do blend better. A metallic or glitter gel pen is great for adding a touch of magic and shimmer. And here she says there's color palette test pages to make sure your ink doesn't bleed through the paper. And also put blank sheet of paper under the page you're working on to avoid leaving any marks. And sometimes the marks are just from pressure, not just color going through. So I don't know. I was thinking if I was going to color this and all of it would bleed through, I'd just have to sacrifice this page. But I may be able to cover that up with a background or something. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, go check out Jamie. I'll stop blabbering on and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And I'll talk to you again soon. Hugs, love, and peace.